basically, we're trying to address the issue of, oh, fantastic, of how we get our kids to re-engage with the reading experience, because you know, I love reading. I'm sure you guys love reading, and our kids are just declining in how much they pick up books and read. So the way that we approach this problem is we are trying to meet kids where they are. And in the other mediums that they enjoy, movies, games, mobile, they all have sound, but the reading experience has pretty much stayed the same. It's all straight text on a book. So we created Booktrack, which syncs movie-style soundtracks to text. So here is a little sample of what it's like to read with a Booktrack. Hopefully this will play. Whoop. Nope. I'm gonna go to this. I will stop screen sharing and go to the showcase. Let me show you this Power of 6 Booktrack demo. So hopefully you can see that and hear it. So that's just one sample book that we have on Booktrack. We have about 40 titles in our library right now, and we are adding more. But all of them right now are free and easy to use.
That brings movie quality soundtracks to books.
Music controls only work with Bluetooth audio.
Oh, it allows you to navigate the book's table of contents, swipe to turn the page, and adjust the displayed fonts.
Oh boy.
Additionally, the application gives you...
Okay. Sorry about that. So all of these classics are available in the Booktrack library. You can go right now and read any of them. And the difference between Booktrack and some of the other enhanced ebook experiences is that the other enhanced ebooks, I mean, I love iBooks. I used to create iBooks for publishers that I worked with, but they take you out of the text. And when you're trying to help students develop this sort of metacognitive reading abilities that we know enhance the reading experience, you want them to stay with the text and stay in the experience. So this layers the music on top and drives you deeper into the narrative experience, which is one of the reasons that I thought it was so amazing when I saw it for the first time. But that is only part of Booktrack Classroom. We've done some great research around it and found an increase in comprehension and an increase in engagement through 2 separate studies, one at the University of Auckland and one at NYU. And both studies really revealed that reading with a Booktrack can enhance the students' retention of the information and really their experience in reading. And it's particularly great for students that have any sort of barrier to reading, because it's a sort of, at first it appears to be some sort of extra added fun sparkle, but actually it gets them into the reading experience. And we've gotten some great feedback anecdotally from teachers and parents about students that have different abilities, really engaging with Booktrack in a different way. So the research is there. And the other part of Booktrack that you can use, and let's give this a shot right now. Well, given what I've had so far in this hangout, we'll see how this works. But what I'd love to do is have you play around with the writing tool. So let's go take a look at, in the showcase, there's a link to Booktrack Classroom. You can click on that. And you can log in. Now, again, let me know if this is working or not working for you. I will take a peek at the chat or the Q&A. Are you able to go to booktrackclassroom.com? Everybody's dropped off. Hi. Oh, we're back. Okay. So booktrackclassroom.com. Let me do a screen share on this so we can walk through it together. Here we go. So I'm going to go ahead, and the nice thing is that we have just added, we've just added a functionality where you can log in with Google, so you can use your Google Apps for Education login right here. I'm going to use my Booktrack one. And now what you can do, let me make sure you're all with me. Yep, okay. Now what you can do is create your own book track. So this can be used in a huge variety of ways. We've seen so many different teachers and classes and students use this in a multitude of ways. So the first thing you're going to do to create your own book tracks, you're going to want to add a class. So you just click on add a class, and then I'm going to call this period 1 Ed Camp Global. My country, United States, we'll say Ed Camp. Add my email, grade, we'll say we're 8th grade, that's what I used to teach, we might as well do that, 2015. And this rating determines what gets put on your classroom bookshelf. So if you want to have things that are good for, let's say, elementary school, you might do G or PG. For middle school or high school, you could let them go up to PG-13. Save. And now you can add class members. So this next functionality that we added allows your students to, again, use their Google logins to log into Booktrack. And then once they're in there, they'll be asked for this class joining code. And you can email that to them, just put it up on the board, however you want to do it, and then they will automatically show up in your class members. So now, oh, and the other thing you can do here, if you want to do it the old-fashioned way, you can also upload a CSV file and manage it that way. Set a common password for students. There's lots of ways to do it. I think the class joining code is the easiest, but totally up to you. So now it's time to create your books. You can go to My Work and go to Create New Book Track. Let's make sure everybody is still with me. Just want to make sure. Yep, okay. So you can either upload your own story, which a lot of teachers and students do, and it can be creative writing. We've gotten a lot of great feedback around using this for history classes. So if they're uploading an essay about the Civil War, they can add war sounds, horses, gunshots. It just makes the essay a little bit more fun to read. Or you can choose text from our text library. So we have all of these classics for you to choose from. I'm going to choose Jane Eyre because it's my favorite. And you can either do the whole story or you can select a chapter. So one option, if you're studying Jane Eyre in your class and you want each student to demonstrate their understanding of the tone or feeling of Jane Eyre, you could have each student select a different chapter and then book track that chapter. So let's go with chapter 1. I'm going to use that chapter. Okay, so now the text is in there. And let's say you wanted to add a layer where students were going to have to call out certain vocabulary words. They could go through, highlight the words, bold them, change them, however you want to do it. But I want to leave it as is, so I'm going to just go to sound. And it's really simple to add sound. It's just a drag and drop kind of situation. So you take a look at the text, highlight the text you want to add the sound to. I'm going to do that all the way to the end there. And then our track selector comes up. And there's a lot of ways to look for sounds. You can use these little menus. So this is a historical period. I'm going to say it's kind of, well, sad and lonely is kind of the, emotion of Jane Eyre. And I'm going to look for orchestral. And you can type in keywords and search that way too. I kind of like to leave it a little bit broader when I do it. So I'm going to search. And I think this is my favorite one. You can preview So I've got that, I've selected it, and now it's applied to my text. And I can change the volume here. I can change the fade in and fade out. If I wanted to loop, I can switch that too. And now let's see. Okay, so each book track is made up of 3 separate components. So it's music, it's ambient noise, and it's sound effects. And sometimes you won't have any sound effects, and maybe sometimes you won't have any ambient noise. You might just want to use one or the other. But let's see, the text is saying that it's kind of a yucky, cold, rainy day outside. So I am going to add some rain sounds. And again, it's just drag and drop. So pick the region where you want to apply the rain sound and it'll come up. So now I'm ready to apply my ambient noise and I'm gonna look for rain. Okay, I think this is the one I like. Preview that, that sounds nice. So that's perfect. I'm gonna select that and now it's applied. And I'm gonna add one more sound because they're in the drawing room, so I expect maybe they're around a fireplace. I'm gonna just add that to give it a little bit more atmosphere. So we'll, for fireplace, I think was the, yeah. That sounds perfect, so I'm gonna select that. All right, so now I've got my sounds applied. I can preview what it would be like in the reader. So there the music comes in, you start to hear the rain. And now the fireplace comes in. And you know, I can adjust this however I want to change it and keep editing it until I think it's perfect. But for now, I think I am ready to publish. So I'm going to click on publish and all of the information is there. So this is another great moment to have a mini lesson. This descriptions for books, as you know, can make or break them. This is a huge thing with ebooks in particular because you know you only have maybe a couple of seconds to really grab somebody's attention. So you can do a whole lesson around how to write great book descriptions. It's actually also a really great summarizing activity. So enter in all of that information, genre, rating, type of book, language, and then you're ready for your cover. So you can either upload your own cover that you've created in some sort of Illustrator or Photoshop tool, or you can use our cover creation gallery. And let's see, for Jane Eyre, I would say some flowers look nice. And then you just type your text. And you can change the text font and color as you like. Okay, got it, great. And now I'm going to finalize that cover. We are all set, so we're set to publish, and I'm going to publish it to EdCamp Global. So when your students publish their work, it will get sent to your sort of administrator bookshelf, and you will decide whether it's ready to be published to the class or whether they need to go back and edit it. So I'm gonna publish right now. Okay, now I'm going to go to my classes. I'm gonna click on EdCamp. I'm gonna go to my bookshelf. And now I'm going to decide whether or not I want to allow sharing. So I'm gonna allow sharing. I'm going to click that button on. And now you can do lots of things with this. So let's say that you have a student in class who has just been so reluctant to share their work, and suddenly they're on Booktrack and they want to share their work, and you're so excited about it, you can email the Booktrack to that student's parents. Or you can share it on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Or if you're using a blogging platform like KidBlog, which is my favorite, you can embed it right in there. So then you can share it wide with the whole world. So as you can see, there is a ton of application for this particular tool. And we've gotten some really fantastic uptake from folks all over the world. We have a lot of teachers in New Zealand using it. We have a lot of teachers in the US and the UK really using and enjoying this tool. And so that is Booktrack. I'd love for you guys to click around, play with it a little bit, and then ask me a couple questions. Does anybody have questions now? Okay, well, if you do have questions, please feel free to email me. I believe my contact information is there, but if not, I will type it in to the chat right now. And you can email me anytime. And thank you so much for checking out Booktrack. I hope it is interesting to you, and I'm really sorry about the technical difficulties. I'm not sure why that was so difficult. And I'll leave you on my contact details screen. So please let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to help however you need help. Thank you so much, and have a really great day. Hope to see you soon.